Hello everybody, this is HG Shaves here. I'm back with the video and I am very excited for this one today. Today I'm going to be giving you my initial impressions on Armonía. I had spoken about this in last week's video, sort of trying to build up some hype for it, and to my surprise, this arrived very quickly and I just had to make this video today. So this is Armonía from Chicago Grooming Company, formerly known as Oleo Soapworks, and this is a collaboration with House of Mammoth. As you can see here on the label, large mammoth and a little duck, because there is duck fat in this soap base. Now, a while back, Vita of Chicago Grooming Company sort of teased that there was this tobacco scent that I've been curing for something like 1 year that Ben from Mammoth had sent to her. And well, that was, I think, very intriguing to a lot of us. And anyway, the release is here. There are still some soaps available, and I'm also going to be talking about the Aftershave Splash later. I've preloaded. Actually, let me show you what the soap looks like first. So this is Chicago Grooming Company's newest soap base, which she's calling Dark Wing. That's what it looks like in the container. I just scooped a little bit out from my bowl, and it's a soft texture. Let me read some ingredients to you. The duck fat, as I mentioned, cocoa butter, mango seed butter, willow bark extract, jojoba, argan oil, xanthan gum, things like that. Off the tub here, this is just a really rich, deep, beautiful tobacco scent. So initially I was thinking it was just going to be tobacco from kind of the teaser that Vita posted however long ago. And then it was announced that there were going to be some fougere elements to this. So those include the things like coumarin, lavender, bergamot, but there's also some, there's some cedar to this. And to me, at least off the soap, I don't get a lot of those higher notes. I just get a very, like the kind of sweeter top notes, I just get a very rich, deep tobacco scent, and it is fantastic. I've kind of gotten sick a little bit of those sweet tobacco vanilla scents that we find so often in fragrance and in shaving and what have you, but this is a terrific scent. So if you like a dark, rich kind of scent, again, it's probably those other elements combining with the tobacco, it's not just the tobacco itself. I recommend that you check this out. So I've got my soap preloaded on a brush. I'm gonna get some warm water on my face, and then I'll keep talking as I build my face lather here. Continuing with the sort of red and black theme, I thought I would use this beautiful Dogwood Decoration Grooming red and black candle, and then later you'll see I'm using the Karve red and black also. I'm not much for kind of color theme shaves, but I guess today I am. So if you've been following the channel, you know that I did a review of the Dark Wing tester base that went out to a good number of people some time ago. And as far as I know, this is more or less the same base as that, what ended up actually being released. But I think maybe cocoa butter was omitted because of the kind of natural scent of that. So it's pretty much the same, but there's maybe one or two things that are different if you also used that tester base and you kind of wondered what the difference ended up being between the tester and the release. And yeah, frankly, this is a very exciting release for me personally. I'm a proud Chicagoan, have been for a few years now, and I don't know if Vita has done a release like this in quite some time. She rebranded to Chicago Grooming Company sometime in the past year or two, which again, of course, I'm very happy about that because it's got Chicago in the name, right? But anyway, there's just a little bit of, hometown pride, I guess, for this release. And something that one of my friends pointed out, I was kind of debating if I was going to buy this, and because I haven't bought many things this year, frankly. People have been kindly sending me things that I've been trying out, but I haven't actually bought anything until this in quite some time. And something that my friend very astutely pointed out was I've really enjoyed all the mammoth scents that I've smelled. So Mood Indigo, Sonder, Restore, Almond Leather. I've really enjoyed all those. So my track record is good with Mammoth, so why would I, change that now? So this was kind of a easy choice once I considered that. And yeah, this is a wonderful scent. Hasn't changed too much, to be honest. I can maybe smell a little bit more kind of depth to that tobacco note, if you will, but it's still kind of the same, which is fine by me. So I'm going to keep face lathering, and I'll bring it back in when I'm about to start my first pass in just a moment. Okay, we're back and very pleased with this lather result here. Took a lot of water. Anytime you see xanthan gum in the ingredients for a soap base, I remember learning this from Will of Barrister Man, you need to add a good amount of water because it can just take a lot of water per, by volume, I guess that's the way to say it. So we're gonna go with the Karve Christopher Badley B plate, and there's a new Wizamet Super Iridium blade in here. So let's try this out. It's been some time since I've used that Darkwing tester, so this will be a good kind of reminder of how this base really operates. Seems like this could take even more water, actually. So we'll see if we can correct that on the next pass. Soap is performing well, slick, feels protective. And yeah, I'm just very enthusiastic about this release, and just very happy for Vita and Ben also. I know Ben was very proud of this scent, and you love to see that, love to see people working together, and people feeling proud of what they've accomplished, right? Forgot to talk about that in the title. The name of the soap, Armonía, of course, that's harmony, right? And Vita talked a little bit about what that means to her in this context in one of her Instagram lives, I believe. But for me, in quite a literal sense, harmony is something I think about a lot. But in the music context, right? I'm a musician by trade, and so harmony, like the chords of a song, that's the harmony, right? And I know Vita intended to mention the harmony, like between Chicago Grooming and Mammoth and that kind of thing. But it's also nice when people can, define the word for themselves in their own context, right? It's a very easy razor to shave with. Obviously, it's lightweight, being aluminum. And for some reason, that has made this my go-to travel razor as of late. Nice and mild, too. Okay, first pass done. I'm going to rinse and come back in for pass number 2 in just a moment. Pass number 2. Okay, we're back for pass number 2, and let's go across the grain with our razor here. Forgot to mention, I would say this is like a slightly above medium scent strength soap. I think it's one of those things where maybe constant like the percentage of fragrance you use is actually not that much, but just because of the nature of these notes, it sort of automatically makes it a little bit stronger. And so, yeah, I mean, it's definitely present, but it's not overwhelming or anything. I'd say the soap has a nice face feel. You know, it's got the duck fat in there, but it's not the number one ingredient, so it's not too heavy of a soap. I guess I didn't, you know, if I didn't know that there were duck fat in this, I'm not sure if I would guess. But, you know, duck fat operates differently to tallow. Anyway, I just knocked the razor. It's okay. Razor's really gliding nicely. And we'll go across here. Seems like for most people with this razor, you really gotta focus on riding the cap, which I'm trying to do. So, second pass down, let's rinse and come back for final third pass in just a moment. Third and final pass with Armonia. Okay, let's do our third pass, going against the grain with the Karve. For a slight personal professional update, excited to be going on a little weekend trip, starting, well, today actually. Gonna leave here in a few hours, and as some of you could probably guess, the performances, the gigs slow down a little bit in winter, which is fine by me because we're plenty busy in the warmer months. And so I'm trying to use, I've got really not even a month left, maybe like 3 weeks, let's say, before things start to get busy again. And so I'm happy to be taking a couple, you know, personal trips that are not related to work. That could be kind of a tough thing for people, really in any field, right? That they travel so much for work that then when they're not working, they don't feel like traveling, or you know, they'd just rather stay at home. I usually don't have that problem. For example, I was in Indiana on Wednesday doing a little teaching at a college there, and then came back here to Chicago the same day. I've been here 2 days, and then now I'm going to another state. So, yeah, it's never been a problem for me to kind of just pick up and go. I love to travel. I think maybe the only time I didn't enjoy traveling was when I was on the road like full time. So we would be out for, like, I remember my first little tour I did with that band. We were out on the road for almost 3 months straight, just on the bus, going town to town. And I remember by the end of that tour, we were very sick of each other, and everybody wanted to go home. And luckily we got a long break after that. I think it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks. And then during that time, I was happy to just sit at home and not go anywhere. So continues to perform very well. Just doing a little buffing there, kind of testing it. Seems like it does pretty well. Can't rely too much on the audio or blade cutting, like the cutting feedback with this razor. I think it's got neutral exposure, but it is definitely mild, and just have to try to wow, very impressive from the soap in terms of the residual slickness. Anyway, I was saying you really just have to kind of trust your technique sometimes with this razor, especially on the third pass. There's not much left to go, and just kind of gotta hope that you're getting the job done, which now I'm feeling around. It feels very smooth. 3 passes, 2 days growth, done, even with this mild razor. So I'm gonna do my final rinse, and then I'll come back and talk to you about the aftershave splash, which is very exciting. So stay tuned. So if you follow this channel, you know that I usually don't talk much about soap post-shave, but I guess because this is a new base, I probably should. To be honest, it feels good to me. I don't feel any tightness, any heat. Skin feels almost as good as when we just started, but you know, you drag a blade over your face that many times, you're probably gonna feel a little something. So let's use this aftershave splash. If I'm not mistaken, let's see if I can tell by looking at it. I want to say this is very similar to the, if not the same as the Mammoth Splash. Again, I'm kind of failing here. I should know that. But I remember, it's alcohol, witch hazel. I think this has a little bit of cooling in it. And I should be able to tell because I have used one Mammoth Splash before, so I should be able to tell. Scent is much kind of lighter and sweeter, but I can still smell that kind of base of tobacco. Let's see how this goes for us. It's a clear color. Need the alcohol to evaporate for a second before I can really judge the scent. Yeah, it's that base tobacco thing is still there, and that's lovely. But I think I can really smell the lavender. It's like a pleasant. So sometimes lavender can be a little herbal and overly kind of stinky to me, but I don't get that from this. Yeah, it's just sort of again, I can kind of smell the bergamot as well, and the cedar stands out. So yeah, the splash just gives you a little bit more opportunities to smell each thing. You know, I could have maybe picked these out in the soap if I really tried, but in the splash they just kind of pop out to you a bit easier. We sometimes talk about that in music, also related to harmony. They're like, depending on the way that you compose, like if you're a composer, depending on the way you write harmony for people in an ensemble, it can make certain notes stand out more than others. So again, I have to literally make that comparison here with fragrance notes, and I think it really is a similar thing. Sometimes if it's actually better to leave one note like on its own because it provides more contrast. Like, again, let's use music and let's use fragrance notes. Like if you got one note up here and everything else is down here, this is probably going to stand out because it's just much different. Whereas if you put something here, then maybe it's going to be competing, right? So there you go. There's a little music analogy for you today. So I'm very pleased with the shave. Of course, I can feel the cooling coming in, and it does feel similar to the Mammoth Splash. So if I had to, testify, I would say that this is the same. So Armonia Aftershave Splash and soap in the new Darkwing base from Chicago Grooming Company. We used other black and red things like the brush and the razor. It was very exciting. And yeah, I'm just very happy for the people involved in this project. So go ahead and check out Chicago Grooming Company's website. There are still some soaps, splashes, and there's also a eau de parfum fragrance that you can buy as well if you're interested. So go and check it out before it sells out. And yeah, I'm just very, very pleased today. So thank you all so much if you made it this far. This has been HG Shaves. Take care, and we'll see you again next time. Goodbye.